Chapter 20, Naomi E. When Mom and I talk or Skype now, it's all about plans. What we'll do when she's here for a whole month. We're going to drive to Jones Beach, and she's going to take Annie and me to a place with indoor trampolines, and we can stay as long as we want, jumping for hours because Mom always wanted to have a trampoline for me, but our backyard wasn't big enough. So how's that class going? You haven't talked about it at all, but I've been wondering. Did you end up liking that girl you told me about? That girl, the other Naomi. I guess it's just, and I can't even think of what it just is, but I know it has something to do with the work I haven't done on our duo-tech project. I don't really like the class, I say, or I guess it's okay, but I wish we didn't have to do a project, and that's not even the whole truth. I feel guilty, very guilty, and I haven't done any work. Tomorrow's the last class before the whole big presentation thing we're having on the last day, and so far we've made no progress. Naomi Marie wants everything to be so complicated. Like instead of having to go through a maze, she wants it to be a maze within a maze with 3 puzzles hidden inside and a quiz at the end. When's it due? Mom asks. You're not going to let it turn into a whole Vasco da Gama thing, right? Okay, so maybe I put off my explorer's diorama in 3rd grade, and maybe we didn't even have a shoebox in the house, and it's possible we sent my dad to the store just to buy shoes at 5 o'clock the night before it was due, and there may have been some crying and freaking out involved too. Maybe. But I guess Mom forgot her promise not to bring up my most epic meltdown ever again. Do what you need to do. The class is over in 2 weeks, Naomi. Just get it done. Dad always leaves me alone when I'm Skyping with Mom, but he walks right in and lowers his head so she can see him. Hello, Sarah, he says. Oh, hi, Tom. Oh, wow, your hair got long. Did it? He asks, reaching up to the back of his neck. Yeah, I guess it did. When you have some time, I'd like to talk to you about a few things. Hello? Mom? Dad? This is my time to talk with Mom. I clear my throat the way Ms. Gomez does when she wants the class to stop talking. They ignore me. Well, sure, no problem. I'll see you in July. I know, Dad says. There's a few things I want to discuss before then. A man of mystery, Mom says, who probably wants to let his daughter talk to her mom for a little while, I say. Dad sort of fake punches my head the way he and his friend Luffy give each other noogies, but then he smiles and waves goodbye to Mom and leaves the room. Mom sips from the mug next to her, then makes a face. That means her coffee got cold. She pushes the mug away and says, I wonder what that's about. I am nearly sure it's about Valerie. I wonder how much Mom knows, if she even knows anything. She's heard me talk about Dad's friend Valerie's daughter, but does she know that friend is maybe more than a friend? Very serious even? Well, one thing I know for sure. There's no way it's about him and Valerie, I say, because he hardly ever wants to talk about her, and he definitely never wanted me to be instant best buddies with her daughter. He finds it totally boring to talk about her. Mom doesn't say anything. Doesn't even laugh, and I think I might have taken some steps in the way wrong direction. More silence. Of course she doesn't want to think about the man who used to be her husband being in a relationship or whatever with some other woman. We never really talk about it, do we, Naomi? She says. I push the chair away from the desk and see my face grow smaller on the picture-in-picture on the laptop. No, I say, we don't. I guess I don't really know how to talk to you about Dad going on dates or whatever. Mom presses her lips together and nods. I understand, she says, but the answer is the same way you talk to me about everything. I hope I'll go on to meet someone else at some point, and that's what I want for your father, too. So you're really okay with Dad and Valerie being... I can't even finish. Together, she says. Yes, I am. You can talk to me about anything. I mean it. I nod. I'm concerned about you keeping everything inside to yourself. I know, I say, because the truth is I'm a little worried about that, too. After we say goodbye, I stay on the computer and open the duo-tech project. In class last week, we came up with a lot of ideas, but as I play around with our project now, I realize I have no idea how to do all the duo-tech things the other Naomi does so easily. I have to go back into the tutorial to figure some stuff out. I keep trying to see if I can take what we did, really what she did, and find a way to get some of my ideas into it. So she knows I'm trying at least. I add some stairs, make sure they work, and save the changes, thinking the other Naomi will be mad she didn't come up with that idea. I'm so excited I figure out how to do it that I'm almost having fun. In fact, I think I really am. I send her a message in the dump. Hey, I added stairs, so there's 2 levels now. I can work on the bottom and you can work on the top if you want. Let's talk about how we want the game to end. We still have lots of time to get it done. I'm deciding between adding a wave feature or a race when Dad walks in again. Oh, working on your duotech project, he asks, leaning in to look at the screen. I usually love doing things with my dad, but not this. Not today. I close my laptop. Don't stop, he says. Were you working on your project? Aren't you and Naomi Marie supposed to work on it together? I could call Val and see if she wants to bring... I stand up and walk out of the room. But once I'm out, I can't even think of where I want to be. Not the kitchen, not my room, maybe the backyard. No, it's all muddy from the rain. What I want is to not be talking to the other Naomi and Valerie with my dad because it feels like that's all that really matters to him lately. I march into the hallway and sit under the painting of 3 girls sitting on a bull. Mom wanted to take it when she moved out, but I asked her not to. It would have left such a sad hole. Are you mad about something? Dad asks a question in his voice that makes me think he's expecting me to say, mad? Me? That's hilarious. I'm the opposite of mad. If he were paying attention, there wouldn't be any question at all. He would have noticed my stomping march out of the room, or how I'm biting my lip and clenching my teeth so tight some molars might break, and sitting under a painting of a bull in the hallway. I'm almost sure I didn't have the right words for this, but really, I wish he would just know. That he didn't need me to explain. Why can't he get it like Mom would? I am mad, I say, a little surprised that my voice sounds way more sad than mad. Really? What's up? I should have talked this through with Mom. She's so good at helping me to get out this stupid, stuttery place I get stuck in when I'm mad. Dad stands against the hall opposite me and slides down so he's sitting too. I've lived here since I was born, and I don't think anyone has ever sat in this hallway before. I wait for Dad to ask questions the way Mom would, but he's waiting too. Maybe he has no idea what else to do. I look down and see my thumbs are tucked into my fists the way Mom's always were when she was fighting with Dad. I dig my heels into the old rug and move them back and forth like I'm digging a little hole. I need to start talking, so I do. When you signed me up for that class without asking me, I really hated that. It felt like you were trying to trick me into being friends with the other Naomi. He opens his eyes wide, but otherwise looks the same, nodding his head. He still doesn't say anything. I cross my legs and take a deep breath, getting ready to say more, but then Dad asks, "Don't you like the club?" "It's okay," I say. "There are a lot of other things I'd rather do than learn duotech, though, which is why it felt so bad that you signed me up without even asking me, and it's more a class than any kind of club." He nods again. "Sweetie, can we go in the kitchen or the living room? My back is killing me. Hallways are not meant for sitting." I stand up and then reach for his hands to help pull him up. He follows me into the living room. I flop in the big chair and he sits on the edge of the shabby blue couch, which is actually starting to look more like a shabby gray couch. He turns toward me. "I did want you to have a chance to spend time with Naomi. I know you two will really hit it off. You're both such good kids and have so much in common, and Val and I..." There's an old video of me when I was 3. I have my hands on my dad's cheeks and my nose is touching his, and I keep saying, "Listen to me, listen to me." I really want to do that now. Instead, I say, "That's not really true, Dad. That we have so much in common? Or maybe it is, but you didn't even let us find out, really. You made us hang out all the time, and she might like duotech, but it's really not something I don't know." "Okay, but now you've had time with Naomi Marie. What do you think?" It's like it always is. Dad's practically wearing a sign that says, "Tell me you like her. I need you to like her." "She's okay. No, yeah, I like her, but do you know what I'm saying, Dad, about signing me up and everything?" Dad sighs. "I know I'm not a perfect parent," he says. "I feel like I'm doing the best I can, but I'm going to try harder. I have to try a little harder." He's quiet, and then he stands and says, "We haven't eaten today. Come with me." I follow him into the kitchen, and he opens the refrigerator. I checked this morning, and I'm almost sure there's nothing in there. I hope I'm wrong. I'm getting hungry. He reaches in, and when he pulls out an old multicolored pineapple, I start laughing. He walks to the trash, and it makes a thud when it hits the bottom. "But wait, what about that zoo camp? You like that zoo camp?" "I wanted to do zoo camp, but then I didn't like it. Remember where the monkeys slept, and how they kept talking about how we'd get to see where the monkeys sleep?" "Oh," he says, "they slept in a room, right?" "But this isn't only about the class. Or maybe it is," I say. "The club. Class, I mean, is over soon. And I won't do that again. Sign you up for anything without discussing it with you. Deal? He sounds like he's trying. Really is trying harder. Deal. I'm glad about that, but I also want more than that. I want him to understand what I want without needing to explain it all the time. And I just want him to tell me that he still likes doing things with me. Just me.